Hey guys, it's me Simo Orohoro, and in this video I wanna talk about something again about the fate of Kira, Yoruichi and some other characters after the Great War between Ichigo and Yuaba. I previously made a short video about Yoruichi and what she was doing after the war, but recently after I read again a novel Will Not Always Love You, I found that it contains a lot of information about the lives of many Shinigami after the war. And since the novel takes place 3 years after the war, I see it has a good time frame to explore what happened to many characters, including Kira and Yoruichi. And this is the opposite with the novel Can't Fear Onward, which is set only 6 months after Ichigo and Yuaba's battle. So guys, let's explore some of this information together. So, at the very beginning of the novel, we're told that the war waged by the Quincy's had massive consequences for the Shinigami. Although the Shinigami won, the cost was high. Many Shinigami were killed, as well as many souls. And to give you a clear idea of the scale of the loss, half of the new members of the Central 46 were killed. Many buildings, including barracks, public facilities, and libraries, were destroyed. And as a result, even 3 years after the war, the Shinigami were still in the early stages of rebuilding, both in terms of their population and infrastructure. And this is, guys, one of the things that I really liked about the novel. It highlights aspects that we as a fans often overlook. We tend to focus on the main characters like captains, vice captains, and a few others. But we forget that those captains and vice captains were once regular Shinigami officers, and before that they were just souls who studied at the academy before climbing the ranks of the Goji 13. So the novel gives us insight into this important category. For example, several laws were passed, new laws were passed due to the post-war situation. Laws that would have been impossible in the past. One such law made it easier for souls to enter the Seireiji. Previously, obtaining entry permission took weeks, but thanks to Nakamura, a member of the Central 46, who first appeared in a novel that was about Kira in his fight against Shazomino. And so this process, guys, was accelerated to aid in the restoration efforts. Now working class souls could enter and help in rebuilding. Another major change was the introduction of temporary regulations for students in the Shinigami Academy. Previously, students could only join a division after graduating, but due to the severe manpower shortage, 4th and 5th year students were now allowed to join the Goji 13 while still completing their studies. As I mentioned, guys, the war was a victory that tasted like defeat. The Shinigami suffered enormous losses, and their infrastructure, especially the student and officer ranks, was left in shambles. And during the war, academy students were gathered in one place while their instructors did their best to protect them. However, because of the sheer brutality of the battles, half of the instructors were killed. And things could have been even worse if not for Machiro, who was ordered by Kinsey to protect the students. And since the soldiers were attacking any group of Shinigami they found, Machiro played a crucial role in their survival. But as I said, guys, the battle resulted in the deaths of many instructors, which created a massive shortage after the war. How would they train and educate the next generation of Shinigami? To address this, guys, Kurako came up with a brilliant idea, in my opinion. He ordered each division to select one officer to give periodic lectures to the academy students. For example, in the first round, it was Renji who was sent, followed by Hinamori in the second, and in the third, who was Kira. Yes, the dead Shinigami went to give a lecture about the future. And after delivering his lecture, Kira met the academy head, Genji Isawa, who was originally the 3rd seat of the 5th division. However, during the war, he sustained injuries that caused him to lose both of his legs, forcing him to retire as a Shinigami. And thanks to Kira, Aisawa was appointed as the head of the academy, as he was known for his administrative skills. And interestingly, guys, he graduated in the same year of Kira as Kira, Renji, and Momo, which made his meeting with Kira particularly significant. Both had suffered serious injuries. And more than that, guys, it seems that many Shinigami were aware of Kira's story and how he survived, as Mayuri had published his research paper on Kira's revival in the Seirichi magazine, Seirichi Communication, and among those who had read this paper was Genji Aisawa. While the two were talking, Yoruichi Shohin entered. And as I mentioned in my previous short video about her, she had also started giving lectures at the academy due to the shortage of instructors. And Kyorako had actually offered her the position of captain of the 8th Division, but she refused, preferring to teach every 2 weeks rather than take on the responsibility of leading a squad. So her job was to teach Hakuda and Hoho to the students, as well as to determine which squads they should join. For example, she recommended that a specific group of students should be in Squad 9 because despite their limited Hakuda skills, they were highly intelligent and had good skills in writing. And by the way guys, the novel also mentions something I find really fascinating. Within each division, there is a private library. These libraries contain books related to the division's specialty. For example, the 4th Division library holds books on healing arts, while the 6th Division library contains books on the history of the nobles and their etiquettes. However, it is said that the best library belongs to the 5th Division, as Sosuke Aizen had donated his academically themed books. And also guys, when Yoruichi met Kira, it was revealed that they had a prior connection through Rose. Because in the Pendulum flashback, when Yoruichi was still a captain, Rose used it to visit her palace carrying musical instruments he had brought from the human world for repairs. And the Shohin palace had a musical ensemble called the Gagaku. And later, when Yoruichi would visit the Seirichi, she would bring gifts for the 3rd Division, which is where she frequently saw Kira. And so she was talking with Kira about his relationship with Rose. And after moments, Genji Aisawa left and Yoruichi and Kira were left alone. And something very funny happened here guys. Yoruichi got really close to Kira and told him she had heard that there was a large hole in his chest. Without thinking, Kira instinctively placed his hand on the empty space, only for it to sink inside. At this point, I should mention guys an interesting detail from the novel. The reason Kira was shown shirtless around his wound was due to the need for heat dissipation. Because after his surgery, it was necessary for part of his upper body to remain exposed. However, after some time, the issue was fixed and Kira was finally able to wear shihakusho without any problems, and actually we have seen that in the one-shot of the Hell Arc. And because of this, when Yoruichi was trying to examine and find about the hole, she ended up in a rather suspicious position with Kira. So when 2 students approached to speak with Kira and witnessed that scene, they misunderstood the situation, to the point that rumors started spreading around the academy that something really was going on between Kira and Yoruichi. On the other hand guys, Yoruichi also mentioned something quite funny. Aside from referring to Nemo as his greatest technical masterpiece, Mayuri considers Kira a masterpiece of body remodeling technology. And so as you can see guys, this novel contains many great details that deserves to be adapted, not as filler episodes, but as the kind of episodes we used to see in the first season, where we got to explore the daily lives of the Shinigami. And I think this would be a fantastic addition, especially since it complements the 1000-Year Blood War arc. And so guys, that's what I have for this video for today about Kira and Yoruichi. If you'd like to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments, and see you guys in my next video.